Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a collective reading for the total lunar eclipse that is happening in Taurus today. So, because of that, instead of using my regular tarot deck, I'm using my combined deck with tarot cards and also with oracle cards. So, in this message, just the last card is coming from the oracle cards, but the rest of them are all from the tarot. And actually, this message for the collective, because an eclipse, it's not a regular full moon or a new moon, right? A solar eclipse being the new moon and a lunar eclipse being a full moon. So today it's like this very potent full moon because it's being eclipsed. So the message here coming from the cards for all of us collectively is about having courage to face and actually to receive, to be open enough to receive some kind of sacred knowledge that has been kept in the dark, but not because it's dark knowledge. You see, it's just because it's so sacred, it's almost like this, it's almost like the spark of creation, like the first ignition, the first type of understanding of what creating is or what co-creating is, because it's almost like the lid is being removed, something is being untapped, something is being open and coming from the depths, because it's almost like it's been safely guarded for quite some time, and I want to say even physically, because there are two guards in a sense coming through here to safekeep somehow this sacred knowledge that now this eclipse in Taurus is bringing to the surface. It's now coming to this culmination where things are going to be felt in a different way and understood mainly in a different way. So let's begin with the first card, which is, nothing but the Strength card. And actually the only word that I heard with this card was courage. So this card is bringing courage. This card is bringing strength. This card is, it's almost like your higher self looking you in the eyes, looking all of us individually in the eyes and saying, you can do this. You can face this. All of us, right? Because I feel like there is this guidance since the beginning, since the very first card, that is actually activating our spirit, activating our minds. And with this King of Swords, it's actually like more or less like the spiritual antenna that we have to connect our human mind with the mind of God or with the universal mind, you see? So this is a clear guidance. The very two first cards are talking about courage and opening up your mind, but in a way that it's not it's almost like it's not the limited mind, the limited brain. It's like opening up and tuning in with your crown chakra in a sense to connect directly to the mind of God or to the mind of the universe, because there is something that your higher self mostly, right, wants to show you, wants to tell you, wants to transfer to you, wants to telepathically transmit to you that you need to be with your antennas tuned into that frequency. So these two cards are talking about guidance, or guiding you with courage and strength to open your crown, open your mind, open your ears in a way that is a lot more connected to a higher frequency, because this is how it's almost like there has to be a clear connection with the divine self, with the higher self, because it's almost like this picture of the Strength card, which is this higher self personified in a sense, needs to be very close to you. It's almost like you have to read your higher self like in proximity, right? It's like you bring your higher self closer, or you go closer to them. So the way to do so is opening your crown, is maybe, you know, meditate to activate your crown chakra, or like it's almost like liberate your third eye so that your crown chakra is able to connect, right? I think this is clear. So the reason for that is because there are many things coming from the depths. So with the Eight of Cups coming here, and I just saw 555, the reason for this Eight of Cups coming after this crown chakra is open, it's about things that have been coming to the surface from the bottom of the ocean. So, okay, let me give you a little bit of background with this card. A few days ago, I watched the Avatar 2 movie trailer, and it's called The Way of the Water. And so it's all immersive, it's all in the water. And it's interesting because here we have the Eight of Cups, cups being the water element. And so what this was showing to me was like going to the depths, right? Going to the real bottom of the ocean, even though in the movie, it's not necessarily going to the deepest parts of the ocean, but I saw an interview where James Cameron, the director of Avatar, when he went to the Mariana Trenches, right? It's like the deepest part of the ocean, which is interesting because it's my name. So the moment that I found out that, which was, you know, before that, but I was just very intrigued to know that James Cameron like dove alone by himself, you know, in a very potent submarine to go to the bottom of the ocean, right? To study the depths of the ocean. And so whatever is going to come out of this creative mind of his, maybe this is all, you know, maybe his story is a good example of what I'm seeing here, because the moment that he traveled so deep into the depths of the ocean, it's almost like he awakened something in himself, or like he collective visions or information, or like just particles, or like just the experience itself that was bringing with him all of these bubbles that were unlocking things that were holding a little bit of his creative potential, right? So it's almost like going to the depths of the sea, and this could be a metaphor for just going deep into your own emotions, right? But keeping your mind open, keeping your crown open. It's almost like go to the bottom, go to the depths, go to a dark place that is very different, is very maybe alien, right? This is a word that he used in this interview that he was doing. It was very alien, right? The depths of the ocean felt like, you know, another planet. And so this is what he saw, and I feel like this is what all of us with this eclipse, we are about to touch these depths and bring to the surface, because as I said, it's like all of these cups are the bubbles of air that were, you know, coming from, you know, the bottom part to the surface, but with us. It's like because we have been opening our crown chakra to receive it and to bring it with us. And I feel like here with this card coming next, the Knight of Pentacles. So at first, this card was talking about something that was very slow, right? This is the slowest night of them all. So I feel like it's almost like if you go so deep into the water, the pressure is different. So it has to be a slow coming back. And so I feel like this is very appropriate. This is very coherent in a sense, right? It's like in terms of the physical body, if you go into this very immersive experience, and maybe we're talking about, you know, doing the inner work, the shadow work, going into our own depths, our own fears, our own alien aspects inside of us. So, but, you know, knowing that there are rich informations to be obtained, to be seen, to be experienced. And although the physical body might take its own time, because that's the thing here also. Here we have the king. So the mind is already in this very high level, tuned into this higher frequency, whereas the body is still adapting. The body is still in this process of slow resurfacing, you see? And so here, if this has been something that you knew it was coming, you know, from a long time ago, it's like you are aware that this is something that you have been bringing from the depths. It's not something new per se, but actually this card, the Knight of Pentacles, was talking about something else. It's not only the adaptation of the body and like adapting to the different pressures the more you go down, and then when you resurface back. So with another knight here, with the Knight of Wands, I feel like these are the guards. These are the gatekeepers of what I'm going to show you next. But I want to emphasize the difference here, because we have the Pentacles and Wands, right? So we have the physical and then the energetic. So I feel like these gatekeepers, it's almost like the intelligence of the body, or it's almost like coming through like the biochemical intelligence of our physical body, but also the soul energy. It's almost like the fire in us, what moves us, like the in Latin is called anima, right? It's like what moves us, the soul frequency. So these are the gatekeepers in us that are, it's almost like, yes, our mind is completely tuned in, our mind is completely free, I want to say, which is interesting because I haven't heard this before, so it's coming now. It's like a free mind, free thinking, or maybe like just the ability to perceive broadly, or to widen your perspective, because your crown chakra is so open. And so here it's like there is a lot that you know that you already do understand, you already are aware of, but there is like openness to learn more, to understand more, to experience more, which I feel like it's because of this. It's because, you know, there is more to be learned. It's more to be, there's more to be seen, to be felt, perhaps, from the things that have been traveling from, you know, the deepest part of the ocean to the surface. And that's the reason why it's coming through with the very first card here as like, have courage. Have courage, because not only your mind is ready, but the gatekeepers in you that were, in a sense, keeping you protected and holding your body steady, or, you know, it's almost like taking care of this adaptation process of, you know, bringing something from the depths. So I'm going to show you what this, what these two knights are guarding. So we have the Hermit card, and then we have this card, which is from the Oracle cards, which is representing Vesta, which is an asteroid, a feminine asteroid, which is like, and so if you take a look, so now I'll just leave it here for you to make your own reading of what you're seeing with this image. But to me, you see here clearly we have, well, a pyramid, right? So it's almost like talking about ancient knowledge, the kind of like that, you know, were kept inside the pyramids. So, you know, I am a big fan, let's say, I don't know if that's the proper way to say, but I resonate a lot with the type of knowledge that Matthias de Stefano, maybe you've heard of him, with everything that he remembers and the way that he translates, you know, very ancient knowledge in a very easy way to understand. It's like he has the ability to remember and to translate things that are extremely complex, but in a very easy way to digest. And so, because, you know, because he has that direct experience, maybe it's because of that, maybe because he is a rememberer, like his mind has never been shut to his higher self. So that's the reason why maybe he, as others, as other people who remember their past lives, and not only past lives, right, just like has like sacred knowledge in their minds or in their beingness that is connected to this higher self. And so maybe he, as James Cameron, or, you know, other people that could be very ready, I want to say prepared to go to the depths. Maybe you are, you know, one of these two here. If you're watching this and this is resonating with you, it's like you're ready to go to the depths because you're able to retain the information, because now that this these two guards, or these two gatekeepers are now, it's almost like now they are not needed anymore. Now they have completed their mission, which was to keep this safe, right? To protect this sacred knowledge. So it's almost like it's not that like they are stepping down, but it's almost like, if you see here, we have the three aspects of self, the three densities of self. Let's say the spirit coming from the King of Swords, and then the soul coming from the Knight of Wands, and then the body coming from the Knight of Pentacles. So it feels like, because now you are so open to receiving this information, these two levels of your beingness, these two levels of your perception of who you are and what you're doing here, right? In this physical level, knowing that you have this soul, that you are this soul, but just to, it's almost like to express yourself, because in reality, you are this spirit, you see? So all of these denser aspects of self are now making way. It's almost like they help to bring the type of knowledge that was kept inside a pyramid, for example, to the surface, but in a way that is it's not going to be impacted by the difference in pressure or the difference in density. It's almost like these two aspects of self, these two aspects of your beingness, were very important to help in this process of ascending, in this process of coming to the surface. So, because this is what is being shown, this is what is being revealed, this is what is being untapped, right? It's almost like, so okay, so there's another thing about Matthias de Stefano that I heard way back when I went to one of his lectures. I was not doing this at all. It was back in 2016. I didn't even know that I was going to be doing this, to be honest. I was working as an architect. I was actually back in school, in architecture school. So I was already very drawn to this, but I had no clue what was going to come. So I remember that I was listening to him talking about this shape of a pyramid, but it was not just the one that we could see on the surface. It had an underground pyramid that was in the reversal. It was exactly the opposite, and it was creating this kind of like a balloon shape. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but it's almost like this trapezoid. I don't know the geometrical name of it, but you see here how we have the top part of it, and here we have the bottom part of it. So now it's almost like, see if you can imagine these two over, one another. It's like, this perfect fit, the perfect match, and protecting this fire inside, right? So Vesta is talking about home. It's talking about the coziness, the warmth of home. It came with the word hearth, but I don't know exactly what that word means, but maybe it'll make sense to you in this, if you are fluent or native in English language. It's just a new word for me, but I heard this first thing when I saw the Vesta card. And so when I want to say the Hermit, which is already a very wise energy, right? It talks about sacred knowledge. It talks about, going inward, isolating yourself to study, to research, to do the inner work, right? And then here, the interesting thing, I feel like it's like, if you did go to the depths, and maybe this process started a long time ago, right? Because you didn't expect that it was going to be, the deepest part of the sea, right? But the moment that you entered, it's like you enter, the tip of the iceberg, and the more you dig, the more you dive, the more you discover. It's like you just go, you just open so much your mind that you are incredibly fascinated, I want to say, as I am, by these two cards, to find that actually things are upside down. And it's like there is like this mirroring of what is visible on the surface and what is actually underground, what is being kept underground, right? What is like protected in this innermost part of the pyramid, or this inner work, right? Which is this flame, and this flame is the flame of creation. So again, going back to the James Cameron story, like the moment that he resurfaces from the Mariana Trenches, right? Bringing all of that experience, all of the things that he's seen for the first time, right? But he had to go there. He had to dive down to that weird alien place to awaken something in him, right? And bring this force of creation, this vital inspiration with him, right? Understanding that. And now it's interesting because now this is almost looking like, if we slice Earth, it's almost like, go to the depths and bring the fire from the water, in a sense, bring the fire from the water, whatever that means. It's almost like you have, so this is interesting. It's like, it's almost like here we have this understanding that if you connect to your higher self, and you have the courage, you have the strength, you have everything in you, all of the ability to go to the deepest point of the sea, right? Going to the Mariana Trenches of yourself, immerse yourself in the water realm, but also bring this fire alive, keep it lit up, because also, these aspects of self, the body and the soul, are working together, are almost like guarding this resurfacing, right? It's like these are necessary parts of yourself that are helping to come back from this alien place into the most to the denser atmosphere, right? To the to the ground level, where things are just more common, right? It's like they're just in a pace that you know very well. So there is a revelation coming through, but it's coming through your own deep dive, your own desire to have the courage to open your mind, but go down there and bring this sacred knowledge with you, right? And unlocking something, because it's almost like something that was hidden, at least from, you know, most people. It's like, because you have, you know, dared to come into this hermit mode, dared into this pyramid or tent or whatever you want to see here, it's like you enter the innermost valuable and rich place, but rich with vital force, rich with creational force, rich with sacred knowledge, you see? And this is now being revealed. This is now being uncovered, but through you, through the courage that you had to take on to go there and bring it with you, right? So I feel like this is pretty clear, but it's very fascinating to me because I just want to know, what is this sacred knowledge? So if you are also interested in that, I am going to pull more cards for you, and I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.